The Fly Fifer podcast. Let's talk. Your chat, your way.
Shahoor, sir, and have we got something a wee bit different for you tonight? Welcome to the Fly Fifer podcast. As you know, I've moved up north. We've spent ages, or the last 4 months anyway, building this here studio. So as soon as I moved up here, as soon as I got this built, I thought I have to get a ceilidh band on. However, I managed to get the incredible Fling Band on. And these are the boys that are playing for you tonight. Have a wee listen, see what you think. Yes. Excellent. Right, so you need to put that on me again, and let's go. That was brilliant. See, after all that testing and all the wee buzzies and cranks and bits and pieces, and that was just for sitting down in the seat right enough. Well done, guys. Excellent. So introduce yourself from my right. Go.
Well, I'm Dougie Pincock, and I'm the newest member of the incredible Fling Band. I've only been in for about 12 years.
Right.
Yeah, I'm Neil McRae. I've been in for life.
Yeah, my name's Donald Murdoch, and I'm the second newest member of the band, but I've been in for about 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm John Don McKenzie, and I'm a lifer with Nearly.
A lifer, right.
Wilford Matheson, and I'm a lifer as well.
Over 70.
Oh. So, guys, when you say lifers, what are we talking here? How many years has the Incredible Fling Band been going? Because let me tell you, right, I Googled yous the day, and there isn't a whole lot out there. There is some stuff. There's some stuff at the Plockton Inn. I don't know what one of you was doing the singing there, if it was any of you that was doing the singing in the Plockton Inn. Was it Neil?
Well, Wilford and myself have been playing.
Right, right. that was about the only thing I could find that, you know, so there was nothing to give you away, you know. I mean,
The genesis of the band starts with many incarnations of music, ranging from Neely and John being in a band called the West Coasters, and myself,
Right.
and another guy who's no longer with us called Dave Hardy, who was in a band called Mahoka. And I think back about 78, 79, we started doing bits and bobs together. And then the Fling Band, as it is now known, minus a few people that we've lost along the way, the likes of Willie Beaton and Dave. Dave's still alive, but Willie passed away a few years ago. Not long ago since Willie passed.
It was about 12 years, because that's how I got into the band.
Right, okay. So around about 1983, 84, we got invited to play at a dance in the Old Mill Hall in Balmacara. And there was quite a lot of people turned, and that hall was quite famous for dances. And we played at a few dances in between just things. There was about 10 of us on stage that night. Jim Dodd's Uncle Duncan and lots of other folk as well. And the woman that organised the dance phoned me up one night and said, "How about doing another dance at the Old Mill Hall?" And I said, "Right, okay." She said, "You'll have to give us a name because the last dance was incredible."
Right.
So I said, "Just call us the Incredible Fling Band then."
Right.
So that was how it all started.
Ah, amazing. What about yourself? What before we move on, day job. What's your day job?
I work with a housing association.
Right.
locally, yeah.
Keep you busy.
As busy as I want to be.
It's in full control now.
Aye. Well, seeing as you've spoke, it's your turn. Go for it. You were saying there 12 years.
Aye, but I'm the only one in the band that's been that's been a full-time musician
Right.
all my life. I played. I had a brief and inglorious spell at Glasgow University, which culminated in me jumping before I was pushed. And I joined a group called Battlefield Band in 1983, just short of my 22nd birthday, and I've been involved professionally in music ever since, either as a player or as an educator. I retired last year from running a thing called the National Centre of Excellence in Traditional Music, which is at Plockton High School.
Right.
So what I'm doing now is just playing music and looking after my grandchildren.
Perfect. Couldn't say any better than that. Looking after the grandkids. That's the future. So they'll be looking after you at some point. So you better look after them well.
So far away.
Who's next? Go on.
Me, so yeah, what am I? I was a fisherman most of my life,
Right.
and I'm a bit of I can't say it's a farmer, but a few cows and bits and pieces like that. I look after grandchildren, and I can't think what else I do. Yeah, played shindy. Football.
Shinty, aye.
No, I'm a referee, that's right.
Oh, right. You still reffing, or
Yeah, no, I just started this year because they were desperate. So, at the tender age of, I can't tell you what, I started refereeing, but I do find I'm probably as fast as most of the guys in the field yet, so it's easy.
Excellent.
And if I struggle, I just blow the whistle.
Next in line, go on yourself.
Yeah, well, I was some kind of seafarer most of my life.
Right.
Captain.
Well, eventually. But I joined my first ship at the age of 17 in Singapore, and it ended my career working out of Kyle, which was really quite a step up, I think. So I took early retirement, as you can tell.
Yes.
And I'm lucky enough now just to be a full-time amateur musician.
Excellent. And yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm a man of leisure as well.
Good.
Retired osteopath, actually.
Osteopath.
I work in practice. They're all patients of mine.
I was going to say, so you look after the band then.
Yeah, I retired a couple of years ago after COVID, and a man of leisure. Just playing a bit of music, fishing, just trying to every day's a Saturday.
Yeah. Is there grandchildren there as well?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
Soon though.
Soon? Oh, good. So, the Incredible Fling Band, what was the time there? Are we talking 40 plus years?
40 plus, yeah. I think about 82 we started
82.
playing around. And then,
And has it ever been serious? Have you really tried to push it? Like, or is it just like, look, we do this for fun? Yes.
Back in London in 83.
Right, okay.
Yeah, 84 when we probably started.
yeah.
And we never really took it that seriously.
Yeah.
Never have done. But played regularly
Uh-huh.
through the year. few, I suppose you'd call them, tours in America, went to Africa.
Right.
Spent a week in Gaughan in Africa, which was quite
Yeah.
an experience. Germany. Went to
Germany.
We were in danger for a while of getting well known, and the joke that was the incredible Fling Band was, you know, based on the incredible string band.
Right.
And quite a few places we went to, folk were expecting the incredible string band to turn up. So we were a bit concerned for a while, because we made a couple of tapes, you know, and things like that, and we were a bit concerned for a while that they might come chasing us, but
Yeah.
I don't think they were financially concerned about what we might do.
I think some of our notoriety was partially due to Dave Hardy, who used to play bass with us, kind of give the band a unique sound. You know, although there was 4 melody instruments and the guitar and bass guitar,
Right.
and it was a bit unique. A lot of people loved the bass. You know, it sort of drove the sound on quite a bit, and so that gave us a bit of a unique sound, which raised our profile a wee bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They're omitting to mention that they did a few support spots for Runrig
All right.
in the 80s and 90s when they were at the height of their fame. And they're actually, I can say this because I wasn't involved with the band at the time that they're
Right.
talking about, but they're being overly modest.
Modest. Good.
And there was a time in the 80s and 90s particularly when they were a well-known
Well-known,
group in
right.
Scotland, partly to do with that Runrig connection and all the rest of it. And in fact, the band is of a type of band quite common in the Highlands of Scotland, which is a hugely varied repertoire, as you're about to hear when eventually
Right.
we get back to some music. And the group I was in, Battlefield Band, based a track of music, a piece of music that we did, which had a lot of different types of music stitched through it. And it was based on the repertoire of these Highland bands, specifically the incredible Fling Band and a band called Ben Withers and the Last Resort.
Right.
So they had a bit more.
I'm not going to lie, this is all going whoosh over the head, but it's great knowledge to get in. Aye. It's good education for me, given the fact I've just moved to the area. So, yeah. So you said yourself you want to get on with the music. What you?
Sing a song for you. What we're having? I'm going to sing a song called "The Pretty Fair Maid." And as you'll see over the course of this, we're all going to do a small selection of the band's repertoire. One of the things I like about being in this band is the big variety of
Variety, yeah.
the Irish, Scottish, American, some Canadian stuff, Australian stuff. It's just basically a reflection of each member of the band's own taste in music.
Oh. Take it away, gentlemen. Go for it. Brilliant. Well done, guys. That actually, halfway through that, I was feeling dead emotional there. It was like hitting me. It's like, are you the same? Jesus.
So was I.
Oh, I don't know who to thank for that, but bloody hell. I don't know, it just hit me right in the heart, like it was
Emotion.
just emotion, yeah.
Newly parted fiddle is you're feeling tired and full of emulsion.
Well, I'm full of emotion, that's for sure. I tell you, I was doing all the tricks there. The tongue was hitting the top of the mouth. Right, okay. Wow, guys, that was really, really good. Really, really good. So, we know who you are. Let's start at the opposite end and say, right, where are we all from? Are we all local lads? Is it all Wester Ross, or are you from all over the place but bide here or whatever?
I think, with the exception of Doogie, we're all West Coast boys.
Right, okay.
Dorney, Donald's a bit more peripatetic than the rest of us.
Yeah, I had a slightly nomadic childhood, because I was telling you earlier, my
Yeah.
father was a forester.
Yes.
That's how I knew who had the house before you.
All right, you can mention him, Angus Strom, they call him up here.
Yeah, and so we moved here in 1976. He'd been round 2 or 3 different forests before that, but I was originally born in a place called Strathmashy,
Right.
which is in Badenoch.
Now, for some of my followers that are going to watch this for the Central Belt, when you say for the forest, are we talking proper living in the forest, living in...
Well, I had a house.
Oh, you had a house, right, right.
Yeah,
Like the rest of us then.
there was one.
Sorry, I was waiting on this tale of living in... But,
In
yeah.
a cottage.
I know.
There was one posting that my father had. It was in Invergary.
Right,
And
yeah,
the first house we had there was, and it's still there, was right in the forest, right.
right.
It's got quite a famous forest walk down there. It's quite a good salmon river, and
Mhm.
people quite often go kayaking and stuff on it as well,
Right.
whitewater rafting, all that kind of stuff. So we were right in the middle of the forest there, but no, where I was born was Strathmashy, which is in Badenoch, so it's kind of near Newton Moor, that direction.
Right. And now you're
I live in Achandarach.
Achandarach.
I choose places with easy names to
Ah.
say, you know.
Capital.
Achandarach is 3 miles up the hill from Plockton is the best way to
All right.
describe it.
Okay.
If any of your listeners in the Central Belt are fans of a radio programme on Radio Scotland called Get It On,
Uh-huh.
which is on at 6 o'clock every Monday to Thursday, and it's a kind of a request show. People guess the music, and very, very regularly a shout comes out to Donald in Achandarach.
Right.
And this
Is Donald.
chooses
There you
that
go.
music for you.
And what about yourself over there? Are you
Dorney.
Dorney?
Born and bred, yeah.
Born and bred? Yep.
And worked there after I qualified in '83. Just worked there all my life, 40 years.
Right.
So, yeah.
Huh?
moved away. Very good stuff.
Yourself?
Me, I'm from Achmore.
Right.
Very small village in the dead centre of the Highlands. There are 3 other villages that I reckon they're the middle of the Highlands, but Achmore's in the middle of them. So,
Right.
and so you're right by the loch here. I used to fish out in that loch for many years.
Right.
And quite often saw Angie Strom
Uh-huh.
out in the loch. Yeah, but so just across the loch.
Aye. I sometimes wonder, you know, Claire and I walk in here and it's pitch black and you have to find your way to a light and switch it on, but sometimes, honestly, you feel something in here, bizarrely. You know what I mean? I don't know, but we've now walking in the door saying, right, no the night, Angie, leave us alone, I've got work today, things like that, that's getting said. Or look, or the shivers, Some nights I'm not coming up. I'm just like, nah, no the night. No the night, I'm not ready for it tonight. But yourself, so 12 years in the band and you're over... You can tell there's a Glasgow boy there, aye.
I was born in Gaughan.
Right.
We're actually going to do the number after. The next one is a song about Glasgow. Born in Gaughan, Glasgow overspill was a thing in the mid-60s. There was too many people in Glasgow. And
My mother will be able to talk to you all day about that. Yeah.
They battered down our houses and they put us out on the periphery of the town in a place that is, if you look on a map, you'll see Barhead.
Aye.
But if you ask anybody that lives in the place, you'll hear Borhead.
Aye, Barhead.
And that's where I grew up in my schooling in Paisley. And I went to Glasgow, lived in Glasgow, and sort of Western Bartonshire, Balloch, Renton, that kind of area for most of my life. And then this job I was mentioning a wee while ago came up in Plockton in the year 2000, and so I moved up to the Highlands at that point, and I live currently my main residence, the country residence, is in Ochtertyre, and we have a little town property in Inverness.
Inverness, oh, very posh.
We bought a flat in Inverness because my wife was working a lot over there and my daughter and grandchildren there. So I split my time between the urban and rural Highlands, very much as to. And
do you want to go again?
Have you? This is an instrument, a couple of tunes about the sky.
Right,
tunes. A lot of people will know the story of Calum's Road.
Right.
If you don't know the story of Calum's Road, find out about it. It's fantastic.
Will do, yeah.
On the island of Rassie, petitioned the council for years and years to build a road up to his house, and they wouldn't do it, so eventually he bought a pickaxe, a wheelbarrow, a shovel, and a book.
And a book.
And he built a road. So that tune's called Calum's Road, and then there's one after it called, they're both written by accordion players. Donald Shaw is the first one, Phil Cunningham's the second one, and it's called The Hut on Staffin Island.
It's really good. See that one? That was kind of like telling a story as you went through it, even though there's no lyrics to it. You kind of you went with the flow of that. You know, you could hear that there was something behind it. You know.
As I was saying, the first that story of Calum, there's a fabulous book about it actually written by Roger Hutchison, and it is a great story. And I think you're right that Donald Shaw is the guy who wrote the tune, and I think he has managed to capture some.
Yeah, he's definitely
the flavour of the tale in the tunes.
Yous have certainly brought it here tonight anyway, for want of better words. You know, I'm not a musician. I love listening to music, all types of music. Claire will tell you, I listen to absolutely anything. And this is just the next level. I mean, I can't believe you're sat here with me, the wee Fly Fifer, playing as good as you bloody are tonight. Listen, I'm just one, but I'm sure, and I know I'm only new to the village, so I'm an incomer, probably not known by most of the village here. But I found you guys, the incredible Fling Band, through the Tartan Week here at Loch Carron, and he's played the ceilidh at the village hall. Now, obviously, Claire and I, we've just been up trying to get to a ceilidh for forever. We've been visiting our dad for years, for the last 3 years. Now we've got the property up here, now we're here, and we just can't get the timing right to get to one. But when I seen all the chat and I seen the videos and stuff like that, I was like, oh, I'd love to get them on. But initially, we had only decided the week before that we were going to get married. So that's kind of how all this come about as well, because we've asked these guys to take care of proceedings at our wedding, which we're looking forward to. Don't know about Claire. Wow. And it came about, it just came about like literally the week before I phoned you. I says to her, it's your birthday, what you want for your birthday? I'll not give away her age, but it's a special one. And she says, do you know what? You asked me to marry me on my birthday. You can marry me on my birthday. So that was it. It just seemed to happen. Everything fell into place. Having you guys here tonight, it's just...
It doesn't give me a great idea for the first song.
Oh well, fair enough. I'll leave that with you. But
one with your name in it.
You know, I know you are itching to play, but I just want to, you know, if I can lead by another question, just what is the incredible Fling Band all about? I know there's a huge history. There's people come and went. Nowadays, the age that you are, what is it about now? Is it just the love of playing, or do you feel there's still not achieved everything you could or want to?
I think apart from the early hours of some distant Saturday morning, it was just tremendous fun for us all. And I think we all found a bit of surprise about where we got to with the music. I remember one time we played at a wedding in Toronto, and
I
remember that one. And
forgot to mention that earlier. Somebody flew you out to Toronto.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was up in dawn. We're sitting on the dock of the Royal Canadian Yacht Club, looking back on the skyline of Toronto. And John Donn turned to me and he says, "Well, Matheson boy, you haven't done too badly for a 2-bit mandolin player from the West Coast." And that about sums it up.
It's brilliant.
There's a thing I always think about, not just this band, but the kind of music that we play. Is it, you know, our roots are playing in the pub.
Right.
Yeah.
We started playing in the pub, we still play in the pub, and we'll end our days hopefully playing in the pub.
Pub.
And this was just a bit of an extension of that, really.
Right. Okay. Small room, tight setting. Because I noticed you's all come in, and I know you had a bit of issues with the board and stuff like that, but you have no problem with all the wee wires. You're all in amongst on top of each other, which is what happens in a pub. Pubs aren't that big at times.
That was a long time coming.
Right. And it just seems that you all fit in really well. There's no bashing in.
In pubs we play acoustically, we wouldn't
Right, yeah.
most of the time. There's a couple of occasions we do the Plockton Inn, for example. We do the Regatta Saturday, we do the Hogg gig.
Right.
We put a PA in for that, but most of the time we're just playing acoustically.
Acoustically,
And without getting too kind of musicological about it, and there's a lot in what Donald says about playing music that's rooted, that's from your roots.
Yeah.
So the one thing about this band is it's the real deal, it's authentic.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't necessarily always mean it's good, you know. Stuff can be authentic and still be pretty duff. But a lot of what I think, so it was interesting to me when you were talking about the emotional impact of it, and I think that comes from two things, and again, without getting mawkish about it, it comes from being authentic, being music you're rooted in. But it also, and I'm on dangerous ground here, but I know what I'm saying, it also is what comes from you play music with your pals.
Got you.
I've played music in every conceivable circumstance over the course of my life. I've been a professional musician since my early 20s, and I've played with orchestras, I've played with jazz players, rock groups, mostly folky stuff. I've played in pipe bands, I've played solo, I've done it all. And there's nothing quite like playing music with your pals.
And that's plain to see. It really does, because there's a calmness in this room. You know, it's really quite calm. Aye.
It's always calm. No, we grew up together. You know, we were at school together. We played sport together, and we're just pals. And I don't know if we never set out to make a band.
You just wanted to play music, jam together. Yeah.
3 chords, you know.
The primary function of us playing was to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And over the years, we've played at dances with both of us playing the stage and us being at the dance.
Yeah.
But we still enjoy it, you know, because that's what it's all about. We enjoy ourselves. Then,
apart from the times we fell out. Remember that time we fell out?
that was you.
No, it wasn't.
I was going to say, that was one of my questions tonight, is like, you know, yous are so calm, yous are really tight, you can see it, you can feel it. What about, is there ever tension, you know, does it ever go wrong? Do we scrap the electronic gear and just go for it as you are, or does anybody, you know?
We're kind of lucky, because we started off, Wilfer took it on board, himself and Dave.
Right.
They were the guys that did the sound, so we could start it, and they were under severe pressure.
We hadn't a clue what we were doing.
Dougie, when he does know what he's doing,
Yeah.
got a huge difference when he started playing with us, because that we never had any kind of pressure. Donald also is a bit of an audiophile.
Right.
Audiophile and
Audiophobe.
audiophile. So they're interested in the sound and equipment, which takes all the burden off the rest of us.
Right.
So they're the 2 guys that do all the work, and they enjoy it, and because they do it well, and they do it well.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of easy. Apart from tonight.
Yeah.
Nice you say, but one of the reasons that we're not, my experience of when there is that kind of sort of tension and angst and all the rest of it in bands is when people are professional and in it all and on top of each other all the time. And that's not the case with this band. It's, you know, we only really, we don't particularly social, you know, we got on out and all the rest of it, but we don't really see each other much outside of playing music.
Yeah.
So when we come together, it's for that specific purpose, and we're all looking forward to it, and we all know we're going to enjoy it.
Yeah. And he's all married men?
To each other.
Aye, fair enough.
Yeah.
We've got different histories
Aye.
in the marriage.
So over the years of playing the music, do the wives ever get in the way of it? Have they ever sort of said, no, tonight I'm needing you to do this, or is it just they love you and your music's part of everything you do? Your wives might watch this, by the way. You never know. So
Don mentioned earlier that we did a tour one year we went to play in Gaughan, and 2 wives came with us. They came and Jan came.
Dan didn't come.
No, that was just the 2 of them.
Right.
But it was great.
The other woman who was there.
But it was great because while we were playing, Jan and Faye taught the locals some of our ceilidh dancing.
Oh, brilliant!
Which was great. Fantastic.
That's
Good.
another story. That's another podcast.
Except Jan didn't know how to do it.
That's a whole other podcast.
We do a podcast on every tour we've had.
I've been married for a very long time. I'm very fortunate to be so, and one of the reasons and secrets for that is that my wife can't stand the music business.
Right. So I'm gonna. She just doesn't come with you. Aye. Yeah. Perfect.
So Don's been happily married for 4 years. He got married 35 years ago.
Happily married 4. Right, gentlemen. What's
We'll do this song about Glasgow, will we? It's a song that was written. Wilfer spent a lot of time in Glasgow when he was smaller and younger as well, and so he knows the city and I know the city quite well. And this is a song by Billy Connolly.
Oh.
I'm not sure if aware that Billy Connolly is actually a very accomplished songwriter.
Yeah.
From his days in the folk music world with Jerry Rafferty.
I was going to say Jerry Rafferty as well. Yeah.
Tells a wee bit about the history of Glasgow around about that time when they were kind of ripping the heart out of it in the 60s and early 70s. I wish I was in Glasgow.
I wish I was in Glasgow with some good old friends of mine, some good old rough companions some good old smooth red wine. We talk about the old days and the city's sad decline, and drink to the boys on the road. The dear me place I miss so much, I've seen some better days, and we often talk about it as we go our separate ways. Glasgow gave me more than it ever took away, and prepared me for a life on where I was born in Glasgow, near the centre of the town. I'd take you there and show you, but they pulled the building down. When I think about it, it always makes me frown. They bulldozed it all to make me Dear place I miss so much, I've seen some better days, and we often talk about it as we go our separate ways. Glasgow gave me more than it ever took away, and prepared me for life. My granny was a cleaner, my grandpa drove a tram, my father an engineer, made me who I am. I've seen the city changing, and still they give a damn. There's so much to learn. Dear new place I miss so much, I've seen some better days, and we often talk about it as we go our separate ways. Glasgow gave me more than it ever took away, and prepared me for the life on you. Dear place I miss so much, I've seen some better days, and we often talk about it as we go our separate ways. Glasgow gave me more than it ever took away, and prepared me for life on you.
Excellent, guys. Another one that touches my heart because I grew up with a grandfather. Many a party in Glasgow at the weekends where that was sung regularly by my granddad and uncles alike. You know, masses amounts of memories coming back there with that. Excellent, lovely, thank you.
It's a fantastic city for just grabbing your soul.
Yeah.
My dad was born in Glasgow, and his family is from a wee village near Calum called Erbisig. And the affinity I have with Glasgow is...
Same here. I mean, try being the only Fifer in a Glaswegian family. And that's hence the name. It was an uncle always called me. Hear the Fly Fifer coming all the time.
Different place now though. It's things that you get nostalgic about these things. And I'm going back to Glasgow again next week for a couple of days, but I always like getting back out. I always used to find that when I was touring, when I was working a lot, the nature of your approach to Glasgow depended on the direction you were coming from. I still feel that now. I'm coming into Glasgow from the north, from here I go, but if you're coming into Glasgow from the south, it's an entirely different
thing.
Glasgow!
I must admit, I've been up here since beginning of June, and I cannot stand that road back down the road. I go every 2 weeks, work, and I've got a daughter down in Edinburgh, so I love going to get her. But it's a wrench on your heart already, and I'm an incomer. You know, I'm new to all of this, but see, trying to escape.
The roads, right, and these guys keep me up with this. I had driven before I took the job in Plockton. I'd tell you, I'd been all over the world playing music, and I've been all over the world driving. I'd driven everywhere, left-hand drive on the right-hand side of the road, right, a lot, everything. In the first 2 years that I had this job, I commuted between here and Western Bartonshire, and I'd never had an accident in my life. I had 6 accidents in the first 2 years. I kept hitting deer, sheep, off the road in the snow. People don't, and it's actually a serious problem now. And at this time of the year, it's quite. You're taking your life in your hands, literally travelling in the Highlands.
I'm getting worried now because I'm going to lift home with them.
I'm better now, but I didn't treat the roads with enough respect, and that's what happens a lot of the time.
It does,
Council, you're used to urban driving. This is a different thing.
Different thing altogether. These single track roads.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you're at the passing places, what camera I'm on, hello. If you come to the Highlands and you're driving for the first time and you come to the passing places, please stay on the left.
Yes. It's good that we're talking about movement, transport, stuff like that. So, where is the incredible Fling Band looking to go? Is there any direction? Is it just, are you looking to sell yourselves, or is it just the love of music? If somebody like me comes along and hires you, yes, if we've got the time, we'll come and do it. Yeah. Or is there a drive to earn an income from it?
I don't think there's a drive.
No.
We're getting on a bit.
There's a heritage.
Yeah. The heritage.
And I think we'd all love to leave something behind that will mean something to future generations.
Yes.
Well, I would go so far as to say you've already done that. Well, I'd happily say that as a new guy in the band, that the Incredible Fling Band does mean something to people.
I can remember, this is a thing we often laugh about. When I was young, growing up, there was a magical accordion called the Cordovox.
Right.
And there was a couple of local musicians used to play that, and that was like a self-contained band. But there still were 1 or 2 original country dance bands with double bass, piano, drums, accordion, and perhaps a fiddle if it was really out there. And one of the reasons that we were able to go and play at dances was that one of these dance bands decided they were going to pack it in altogether, and we got an H&H amplifier and 2 speakers, no mic stands. I think we might have had 1 mic stand. So a few of our first gigs we played, we had broom handles tied to the back of chairs.
Brilliant.
To hold the microphones. And there was nothing but feedback. And, so it's just, and when you were going, the night you heard us in Loch Carron Hall, a lot of the quality of the sound that night was due to the guy that was doing the sound for us, and when you're amplified, you can never underestimate the importance of having somebody that really knows what they're doing on sound,
As we found tonight. As we found tonight. But going back what you were saying, we played for a long time, and then a member of the band was with us for a long, long time, who we hardly mentioned, who was a fantastic character, great fiddler player, and people in Glasgow will know him, Willie Beaton, from Loch Carron, and he was, it's difficult to pin him down, whatever, but he was inspirational. He was a fantastic character, And then, so he passed away anyway a good number of years ago. And then we didn't stop playing, but we kind of lost the incentive to be out because we'd lost Willie. But actually now in the last 2 or 3 years, I think we're getting busier and busier. Not busy, but lots of places, things are happening like yourself.
I mean, if there's any testament to what you're saying, is I'd asked a few people for a band, they were like, oh, there's this, there's this. But if you can get the incredible Fling Band, there was that said by two different people, that weren't connected in any way. No. They both said, this, that, but,
It's not that hard to get the incredible.
I'll just tell you what they told me,
There's a lot of the young bands coming up now who are very, very good bands.
Technically fantastic.
And willing to travel, fit and able.
Are you making sure that there's a legacy? Because most of you, I think, have said that there's grandchildren on the way. Are you making sure that that you're passing this knowledge down the way? I mean, it's in your blood, your DNA, and everything. All these years that you've put into this. So, is any of the kids taken to it, or are you dropping snippets? Or
I don't know that any of our kids are particularly musical.
Right.
They're all keen on music.
Yeah.
My fellas all play a bit, but I think also, when Dad plays is not too cool,
Aye.
And look, times have changed. I think it's coming back in towards the kind of idea of ceilidhs, etc.
Yeah.
But there was a while there that younger folk wanted to get away from it.
Right.
So I'm sure all our kids certainly enjoy music.
Yes.
But I'm not sure that any of them have followed in our footsteps.
Yeah. And I guess you don't want to put any pressure on them as well. Because that wouldn't work. It wouldn't work, would it?
That what you're talking about, however, is what I have done for a job for over 30 years. So I can testify that professionally, I can testify that there are plenty of young people taking the music.
And I mean, Pocton High is like a centre of excellence. Our son goes there, and I mean, that was one of the selling points for Clare. And if you see me look that way, it's just because she's pushing the button, sorry. And we wanted him to go there. And there was a 5-year plan for us that turned into 5 months or 6 months. I mean, we were waiting until he was finished high school. And we brought a laddie up for the Central Belt that we fought with him daily to get him up. We fought with him daily to get him out the door. Till we've moved up here and he's wakening us up sometimes. And he's going to school and he's enjoying school, and they've gave him time where he can go and he can play his guitar. You know what I mean? He's not got. I mean, he's the incomer. He's a new boy, so he's not through the door where he wants to be at the moment. But that'll come. That'll come through time. But what a difference in just moving him from that Central Belt where everything's compressed to everything up here's open and a bit more relaxed. It's phenomenal. Yeah.
And I think life here is what you make it as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not, you're not spoon-fed cinema, concert halls, galleries, all the rest of it. So you've got to go and make yourself happy, find things that really interest you, so.
I'll tell you,
and as an incomer, and you're already doing it here, and we're sitting here as well, and I can speak to this as it was being an incomer myself, make a contribution. And don't try and tell people around you what to do. Yeah.
No, this whole thing here was just something that I was passionate about down the road. I never had the option to build anything like this down the road because, property, everything like that is at such a premium. I could never have done this down the road. Yes, there was places I could have rented, but then you've got the cost of that. This is to give something back at some point, and having you guys on was, it's as much for me. I was hoping that this is for you guys to get something out there on a different platform, and it was a bit of both.
Tremendous advantage here of having no train lines and aeroplanes.
Aye, no aeroplanes. Listen, before we moved up here, we had aeroplanes travelling overhead every 2 to 3 minutes in Livingston, and I mean they're no overhead like it's like you can tell. Aye, we were right under the flight path where you could just about see what he's eating for his breakfast up there, or what coffee or tea he's drinking. It's crazy close.
The problem here at this particular moment in time, Donald was telling me geese on the way up is the stags.
The geese. Oh, stags.
I was talking to Claire about that earlier, and it's a fantastic sound. It's wonderful.
See out the back there. Oh, we've recorded a couple of nights. Phenomenal, and there was one night, I'm sure it was in the garden at the window. It was like just so loud.
Could have been that close. And what we should try and do is roar back at them.
Oh, we have been. Yeah. Definitely.
We all do that.
The first time I rode, we didn't hear one for a couple of days after, but when Claire started roaring, they all started, we heard them across the valley as well. Aye. So, what's next, guys?
Well,
Aye.
this is a song we love very much.
Oh,
Can I just say, in the last one, I think it's the accordion's got a little clip coming through.
It's just the thing, it's the keyboard.
Ah.
It's just part of the instrument.
part of it.
Finger joints.
Finger joints.
Referred to quite often as stone fingers murder.
Yeah.
Hands of stone.
I'll just play something and see.
Yeah.
It's just the key. It's just part.
Aye.
Good spot.
Is he ruining it for us? If he's ruining it for us, then
That's what it's usual.
Let's not cause an argument. These guys have made it 40 years.
This is a song that's it's kind of a political song, but when you introduce things as a political song, you see everybody tension up and go, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
We started introducing it. There is a song about politics,
Yes.
which is a wee bit less tense. It's a song about it makes comment on the act of union between Scotland and England. Now everybody's got their different views on that, and within the band, I don't hide me now. I'm quite open about the fact that I'm a staunch supporter of English independence. Set them free as soon as we can. But what this song says, essentially, and it's a message that could go around the world at the moment, is that you can do your own thing, and you can be your own people and do your own, go your own way, without necessarily having to hate the people on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
And you practice on a lot of places at the moment. It's called Both Sides of the Tweed.
What's the spring breathing jasmine and rose? What's the summer with all its gay train? Or the splendor of autumn to those that barter their freedom for gain? Let the love of our land sacred lie to the love of our people succeed. Let friendship and honor unite and flourish on both sides of me. Oh, sweetness, the senses can cheer with corruption and bribery bind. No brightness the gloom can e'er clear, or honours the sun mine. Let the love of our land sacred right to the love of our people succeed. Let friendship and honor unite and flourish on both sides of me. Let virtue distinguish the brave, place the richest in lowest degree. And be a slave, then riches and theirs to be free. Let the love of our land sacred right to the love of our people succeed. Let friendship and honor unite and flourish on both sides of the
Nearly got me again. Bump you in the chest or what? Bloody hell. So, sorry, I'm struggling to come back for that one. Is that a track that you wrote? Did you say that at the beginning? No. Where's this one?
The words are actually written by a man called James Hogg, who's known in Scottish literature as the Ettrick Shepherd.
Right.
And it's contemporary with the Act of Union. He wrote it just after 1715 maybe or something like that. I think there was a copy of the Word Spent that was dated around about then. So just after the Act of Union. But that particular version of it was put together by a great Scottish singer and songwriter called Dick Gaughan, who altered the words slightly.
A Leaf Band, did you say? Right.
Yeah.
A great Dick Gaughan.
Right.
And it was on an album of his called A Handful of Earth, which was, and this is hard to believe this now when you think of all the music that's available, but A Handful of Earth was Melody Maker's folk album of the year in 1980 or something like that. So
fantastic album. You absolutely take a listen to it. Really.
Well, it's good that you speak about album, because that takes me direct into my next question. Recordings of the incredible Fling Band. Is there an album? Is there a Spotify thing? Is there something somewhere that people can go to?
We made a tape in 19...
Well, we made a recording.
94.
Taken out as a cassette.
A cassette.
It was possibly the last cassette ever made. Because
Right.
the guy who, a pal of Dougie's...
Is it available in the spa? Because I noticed they've got
it's available, but there are no recorders, no machines will do it.
no machines will play it anymore.
So
eh?
we went in and we were all completely naive, really, you know.
Yeah.
And we went into the recording studio and we played something, and he says, "Right, play it again." I played it again, played it again. And I always thought, "Oh my God, we kicked it here." Anyway, we made it, and what's his name? Robin, well-known producer and recording man, and we're talking about maybe we'll make a CD. CD, he says. Sure, that'll never take on. so we made possibly the last tape ever made. Yeah, a long time ago.
Try and get a CD player now. You don't have a box of them through there with nothing to play them on.
We do have digital copies of, of the tracks on the cassette, and there is often talk of uploading them somewhere.
Even chuck them on Spotify or something like that, you know.
You say that. That's easy enough. Somebody's just got to sit there and take your time and do it. We had some
I know a guy.
We got initial work done about a 40th anniversary recording, but then the COVID came and we kind of stopped and we got busy. So we haven't quite got to that stage yet.
It might happen yet.
Donald has a little home studio, Sing to the Elephant Studios.
So you mentioned COVID there. How did that affect the band, and how did it affect you guys playing together?
Well, you couldn't.
Aye, I know, but how did it? What did you do? Was it?
I think we just enjoyed it more when we go back together.
When you go back,
Learned more songs and tunes. And put the notes in out of the tunes that I'd dropped over the years.
There was no phone calls. Here, I've found this. Listen to this. Add something to that. Nothing like that. No, just.
We did communicate and say how you're getting on, and I remember Neely saying he was digging for victory. Never quite sure what that meant.
Oh well, can't remember myself.
No, you just get through it, don't you?
Yeah, we all did. We all had
The great
to.
thing about COVID, if there is anything good that came out of COVID, is that I sat in my bum for about 6 weeks watching YouTube and not announcing gulp about it because I couldn't do anything else anyway. But it was fantastic weather.
Right,
The first
it wasn't half.
It was a serious time, of course, for so many. But up this part of the world, we're very lucky. You know, we weren't as under pressure or struggling with many people. So you know, we're not flippant about it. But
no,
I loved the lockdown.
I mean, where we are now, I mean, there's so much space around us all. Even beside, you know, cottage to cottage, there's a hell of a gap.
Professionally, it was actually a lot of good came out of it. In the strange thing, it was a challenging time, but in the music school in Plotting where I was working at the time, although it was really tough not being able to play and sing and all that type of stuff. But we did learn all about the online thing. You know, we completely learned how the online business kept the place going, it kept us open, it kept the tutors in employment, and they're still using it to this day. And
that's good.
So there were positives that came out of it.
And I got involved in a weekly Cayley online Cayley.
An online Cayley,
run by Alzheimer's Scotland.
Right.
And it's carried on now, and most Fridays I still join, and these lads have all been a
Right.
guest with me at different occasions.
And soon we might be sitting appreciating you.
Well, we won't know you, though.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing, you know. It's hats off to the people that organise it. You know.
Yeah.
It's a great
Ah,
thing to
it's
do.
good.
Yeah, I think there's great collaborations came out of it, you know, like you say in the online
Yeah.
as well. But
Very creative time for a lot of
Yeah.
musicians who were put under pressure to try and do something and actually
Yeah.
came up with the goods. It was a lot of
and I also think a medium that a lot of people were frightened of
Yeah.
became an everyday thing.
An everyday thing. I think, I mean, being down in the Central Belt, I think for myself, it was that compression of time where everything stopped. You had time to think. Everybody realised where they were in life, what was going on, what was important, what wasn't important. So, you
Well,
know.
the great thing, my son has a rope access company, and he during COVID he was employed by Vodafone and all these people
Yeah.
to keep their masts going, the aerials get out of line
Yeah.
or whatever. And he was down in Wales one time, and coming in from the west, one of the main plane routes into Heathrow, and he was speaking to a local guy, and he was looking up at the sky, and he says, "That's the first time I can remember in decades that I will see blue sky."
Yeah.
And it's just the pollution from the fuel from the jets.
From the
Stuff like
jets,
that,
yeah.
you know.
Who's got to think it?
We could open a can of worms with that discussion, let me assure you. Now listen, this man's... Sorry.
We were also lucky because we're not professional musicians.
That's right.
So
I don't know, you do all right.
Well, I mean,
in the sense of not being our job.
Yeah, not being the
people
main...
who
Yeah.
worked at music, I think, had a terrible
It's a
time.
hard time.
It was an
Yeah.
awful time because they couldn't perform.
I couldn't go anywhere, there was no
And that's
crowds,
still-
no nothing.
It's still, you know, it hasn't cleared up that. It's still very
Yeah.
difficult. The number of venues that have closed and are closing for
Yeah.
small and middle-sized venues where music happens. Naturally, it's a crippling effect.
The pubs
Music
are kind of struggling, I've noticed that, or they're having to readjust, change from being that bar that everybody went to. It's now got to be a bar that's partly a restaurant or something like that. There seems to be a shift in, you know, society that way as well. Eh?
It's very difficult to find a pub
Aye,
in Inverness, particularly.
All right,
There are a
aye.
few places that are just a pub.
aye. Yeah. Well, you've got yourself ready. I guess we're into the next one.
This is the final number.
Oh.
And, this is a wee foretaste for you guys. This is
Oh.
the kind of thing we'll be doing a bit more of at the wedding.
Right.
You know, we're not. You call this a ceilidh band at the start, and you're not wrong there. It's part of what we do. As you've seen the songs and all the rest of the repertoire, but this is a straightforward Scottish dance music set of Fling Spirit. So if anybody out there, you know, anybody out there feels like a little Canadian band dance, this is the one for you. Listen, just before we go, can we say thanks very much to you, James, for coming on?
Dude.
Thanks
Yeah,
a lot.
James,
You don't need to thank us. This is.
Coffee Club.
and thanks for coffee and biscuits. Yeah.
Aye. Thank yous for even, you know, accepting the invite. You know, it helps me. You know, so thank you.
Well, you never know that we might end up doing it again sometime.
Yeah.
Maestro.
Absolutely outstanding, gentlemen. Thank you very much. So, that's the music done. Last couple of questions then. So, you've been at your gig, you've had a great night, everybody's dancing, they're cheering, they're giving it loudly. Where do you switch off? How do you switch off? The lights are off, you're on your own, you're either driving back in the car or you're sitting in the house. You can't sleep, or you can sleep. I don't know. Left to right. What do you think? What's
usually walk the dog, 2
Right.
o'clock in the morning.
right?
Go home and have a dram,
Right.
and usually fall asleep on the couch and waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right. And yourself, when the lights go out, is it
When we finish, we finish. You know,
Yeah.
Just home and to bed.
home and sleep, no bother, just neither up nor down?
Just another night out for us.
Yeah. Yourself?
Well, I would like to go back to my house, fill myself a large dram,
Right.
a nice malt, perhaps a Freud or something like that. And
Take
I had
notes,
a
Claire.
CD that I used to like listening to called, it was by musician friends of mine from up the coast,
Uh-huh.
Ceilidh and Applecross, called the Coast Road Truckers.
Ooh.
And it's a nice, mellow, laid-back, easy listening, if you like. Put that on and just chill out.
Just drift off. Yourself?
I go home and check the cows haven't broken out again.
Back to reality.
And yeah, just calm down. But actually, it wasn't a problem. But I remember years ago, it did take a while to wind down.
Yeah.
And there's not much you can do. You just got to let it go. And it's no big deal, but it does take a while to wind down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get home at whatever time, and an hour or so have a cup of tea or whatever.
Yeah. You? How about you?
The dram is definitely
The dram.
denominator. But actually, it takes me ages to wind down after a gig. I always, and this is just habits that have been formed over the course of the career, you know, because it's slightly different when you're doing it for money and you're trying to think about the next thing's going to be pulls punters in or whatever, you know. So I actually always, I don't switch off until the car's empty and I've locked the front door.
Yeah.
And then the drum comes out and I put something on the telly. Saturday night gigs have been, because there's always stick match of the day. Stick the football, you'll get football, man. But even though I'm sitting, and that's in front of my eyes, what I'm actually doing is I'm reflecting on the night's proceedings and how did I do and could I do better the next time and all that. So actually, it does take me quite. It's an excellent question.
Could imagine actually that it does. You know,
there was one occasion, James, that we were invited to come and play at a dance in Loch Carron Hall, and it was an American themed night, and I had on a roller skater's uniform, crash helmet, knee pad. I can't remember what year on though. I can't remember. Willie was there with a straw hat, and the following evening we had to play at a rather posh wedding in Kincraig House Hotel near Everton, and myself and Dawn and Willie got home on Monday morning about 3 o'clock. It was a long wind down.
A long wind down that one, aye. So keeping with yourself, right? So we're done. This has been a fantastic night. I cannot thank you enough for coming and doing this. I want a big shout out. I have to do this, gentlemen, for tonight. I would like to dedicate tonight to Wayne Woods, who has helped me get this studio over the line. And you know, Wayne, thank you very much. And I hope you've enjoyed this tonight, and we'll see you soon. So if I can just start... Oh, sorry, crack on. But if I could just start with yourself. So if you could look at the camera that has the red dot and just give us a parting comment. A parting comment. I'll go through you all, motivational, whatever you want to say.
Well, just a new experience for me, this, and I wish you every success, and hope you go from strength to strength.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, just thanks, James, for having us, and look forward to the wedding.
Oh, me too.
Well, yeah, thanks for having us, and keep practicing your stag roaring.
Roaring.
Don't trip in the cable.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the same, James. Thank you. It's been an enjoyable experience. It's a bit of a one-off. Although we've done plenty of, strange things. This is enjoyable, and I hope it goes well for you. I hope you get some more local people in, and
good. I hope the community get behind it. Yeah,
be part of the community, and don't tell them what to do.
No, I'm getting that. I'm getting that. And yourself, sir?
Well, I would just say thanks, same as the rest of the guys, and I would also say that the power of music is a great thing. As you've seen, it's been a great thing for us throughout our lives, and you're doing a great job here, letting us share it with other people, which is what we like to do.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. I'll just part with my usual, I don't know if you can see me, adios amigos.
Thank you.
Go! Yay! Oh, sorry. Thanks, Claire.
We could have done that live.
You could have. There's still time.